The big story once again, viewers, on India Upfront, the biggest story of the day. I'm a little mystified today, viewers. On July 1st, the Supreme Court shocked us all by tearing into Nupur Sharma. Nupur Sharma, of course, as you know, viewers, is being prosecuted for making allegedly blasphemous remarks. The bench of Justice Pardiwala and Suryakant heaped blame on Nupur Sharma for setting the entire country on fire. The Supreme Court justices back then even doubted whether her life was in jeopardy. They made these observations while hearing her pleas seeking the clubbing of several FIRs filed against her in different courts. She said that the death threats had made it difficult for her to travel to different parts of the country. Their observations seem to have cast her, according to many jurists, as well as viewers, lawyers, as a guilty party even before the trial could begin. But today, viewers, that very same bench of the highest court in the country has given relief to Nupur Sharma on the very same plea, seeking the clubbing and transfer to Delhi of the 9 cases she faces for her allegedly blasphemous comments. Viewers, to any ordinary person, this would be mystifying. I'm a very ordinary person. I don't understand the nuances of the law, but certainly, viewers, when the plea is about the same, when the prayer is exactly the same, then one would have expected that on 2 different occasions, the outcome would have been the same. So what's changed, viewers? That question we will come to later. First, the facts. The Supreme Court ruling constitutes a major relief to Nupur Sharma. All 9 FIRs will now be transferred to Delhi. They will be now probed by the Delhi Police's special cyber cell unit, which means that Nupur Sharma will now not have to travel across the country at great risk to personal safety to be questioned by investigating agencies in different parts of the country. Remember, Nupur faces several fatwas, some calling for her beheading, others for her hanging, and still more calling for her to be physically violated. Yes, viewers, there's also that. Thankfully, the court has even refused to put any restrictions on the Delhi police in the manner in which they would conduct the investigation. And most importantly, until they finish the investigation, Nupur Sharma cannot be arrested. Now, this is a big relief. Now, let's look at why the order helps Nupur Sharma. Once all these 9 FIRs will be clubbed, it minimizes her travel and risk to life. There's also protection from arrest. That means nobody can just show up at her door, drag her out, and take her off. And when I mean nobody, I am talking about the current fashion where police from one state crosses over, enters another jurisdiction, shows up at someone's house without announcing, takes them. It also allows her to move an application to quash the FIRs in the High Court. She can seek complete relief. Now, during the hearing in the Apex Court, West Bengal Government's counsel argued against Nupur for seeking transfer of cases out of West Bengal or clubbing them. Advocate Maneka Guruswamy asked, how can an accused be allowed to pick a jurisdiction? She went on to say that Nupur's team was forum shopping because no new circumstances have emerged in the case. Now, viewers, just think about it. Just think about it. The same ecosystem would gladly argue and gladly argued for the same relief for Zubair. Mohammed Zubair, the much vaunted fact checker who passes himself off as a leading journalist. For him, it was a question of his liberty. Nupur Sharma is begging for her life. But viewers, the same ecosystem couldn't care a fig leaf for Nupur Sharma's life. They want her to go hopping around all over the country to all far-flung districts where these cases have been registered, where, viewers, it becomes very difficult to even guarantee the safety of ministers. Forget about individuals who are marked out for death like Nupur Sharma. No problems there. Such an argument was always going to be, however, struck down. There are many precedents that uphold the clubbing together of FIRs. July 20th, 2022, here are the facts, viewers. 6 FIRs against Zubair were transferred to Delhi. They were all clubbed. SC observed prayer of petitioners should be accepted, FIRs should be transferred. This is what the Supreme Court said when it came to Mohammed Zubair. But they snarled when it came to Nupur. May 22nd, 2022, 100 plus FIRs clubbed in bike-bought Grand Venice Mall scams. SC observed that multiplicity of proceedings not in larger public interest. December 7, 2020, FIRs against TV anchor Amish Devgan clubbed. SC observation, accept prayer made in writ petition, transfer all FIRs. July 12, 2002, TT Anthony versus State of Kerala. SC observation, clearly beyond purview of law, abuse of statutory power. Yes, viewers. Not only did the lobby demand that the cases against Zubair should be clubbed, but they also argued for his bail on the grounds of threat to his life and liberty. In sharp contrast to the stand taken by the lawyer representing West Bengal, the contrast poses a question: are right activists happy to risk Nupur's life for some greater cause? Viewers, whatever that might be, even though the maximum punishment under the law for any conviction that Nupur might get, capital M, viewers, might get, is not death, it's not even life imprisonment. Maximum 7 years, standard about 3. The double standards are clearly apparent. It's less easy to, however, interpret the Supreme Court's obvious rethink on its own stand. Nupur argued on the same grounds before the same bench on July 1st, but got a earful from the 2 justices. Contrast what the justices said then and what they've said now. And it's on your screens. July 1st observation, she faces threats. But has she become a security threat? That's what these justices said on July 1st. These are observations, viewers. Now, already taken cognizance of serious threat to life. This was today. Look at the marked contrast. Viewers, you see, I put out the facts here. The Chief Justice of India says that I set up, and anchors like me set up some sort of kangaroo courts. No, we don't. Viewers, we are only looking at what the Supreme Court says, and we are holding it up to the Supreme Court. I don't think that's a jailable offense, and I certainly don't think that I'm playing fast and loose with any law in this country or abusing due process. July 1 observations. Apologize to nation, conscience of court not satisfied. Today all FIRs be transferred and clubbed for investigation. Viewers, again, a contrast. Nupur Sharma's petition smacks of her arrogance on July 1st. That was the observation. Today, till probe is over, interim protection shall be extended to Nupur Sharma. Nupur's loose tongue has set the entire country on fire. Nupur's responsible for what's happening in the country. All of this was said. Today, viewers, petitioner at liberty to pursue her rights and remedies, at liberty to approach Delhi High Court for quashing all FIRs. Till probe is over, interim protection still stand extended. Viewers, it looks as if there are two different cases, two different prayers, two different benches. Let's open this up for discussion, viewers, because this is a very serious matter. A person's life is literally hanging by a noose. Let me say this. And I want to begin with this evening with people who actually speak their mind. They are not the kind of people who are going to worry about some court that is going to glower or threaten contempt. We need people tonight like Dr. Ranganathan, Ishkaran Bhandari, Abhijit Mitra Iyer, to speak like any free citizen would do in a truly open society. So I'm going to begin with Dr. Ranganathan. Now, Dr. Ranganathan, the rights lobby argued vehemently for clubbing cases against Zubair, but chooses to oppose the same relief for Nupur. Why? Is it because these people want to risk her life? And also, can you explain perhaps why I should not be mystified at the two very different tonalities that the Supreme Court has basically embarked upon?
Good evening, Rahul. First of all, thank you very much for that very important opening monologue of yours. You are a source of strength to your fellow panelists, and that is what is required in these times. On a lighter note, if Watson and Crick were like Justices Suryakant and Pardiwala, can you imagine what they have done today was akin to Watson and Crick saying in 1953 in the month of January that DNA is double helical, but then a month later in February saying, I'm sorry, DNA is triple helical. Ye chal kya raha hai? The Supreme Court today has acted how it should have a month ago. What we saw today, thankfully, was delivery of justice. But what we saw then, Rahul, was the throttling of it at the hands of the midwives meant to deliver it. Rahul, the absurdity of any law sooner or later brings out the absurdity in those tasked with implementing it. And that is what happened. Let me quote here verbatim, because it's important for the sake of posterity. Let me quote here verbatim the oral remarks made on Nupur Sharma by the same two justices, Suryakant and J.B. Pardiwala, a month ago, when they refused to entertain the very same plea to club multiple FIRs against her. Number one, you have ignited the whole country and you have the cheek and courage to come to the court to ask for discretionary relief. Two, you are single-handedly responsible for the burnings in the country. Three, your statement is responsible for the unfortunate killing in Udaipur. Four, are you facing a security threat or have you become a threat to the security of the nation? Five, you possess a loose tongue and keep on making irresponsible statements. Six, you should apologize to the whole country for your remarks made either for cheap publicity, political agenda, or some nefarious activities. Seven, your petition shows your obstinate character and your arrogance that you think that the magistrate courts are too small for you. Eight, sometimes powers goes to your head and people think they have a backup and they can make any kind of statement and go scot-free. Nine, you went on a channel and made irresponsible statements without even an inkling of the ramifications and serious consequences, that how seriously it will disturb the fabric of the society, end quote. And in the intervening month and a bit, Rahul, more than half a dozen people have been brutally attacked just for supporting Nupur. Some have lost their lives. Prateek, Neeraj, Satyendra, Ayush, Mahendra, Umesh. Who will take responsibility for this? Who will apologize? Who will be held accountable? This is the Supreme Court's McAdams moment. But while you, Rahul, were grace personified and apologized, the Supreme Court has not. And the repercussions are very serious. This is not a joke anymore. The judges claimed Nupur Sharma displayed loose tongue. I'm sorry, justices. It wasn't Nupur Sharma, but rather you, the two Supreme Court judges who displayed it. Their blaming Nupur was akin to blaming the Kashmiri Hindus for their own murder, rape and ethnic cleansing because they were prosperous and held good jobs. It was akin to the Brits blaming Rushdie for the fatwa on him. Or the French blaming Charlie Hebdo journalist and Samuel Paty for their murders. Just 10 seconds, Rahul. The justices set aside precedents and set and law. They mocked their plea. They ignored the barbarians waiting for her at the gates, and today they wiped the slate clean as though nothing has happened. Rahul, yes, justice was delivered today, but it was delayed. And you know what they say about delayed justice.
Well, Dr. Ranganathan making a very, very impassioned intervention here on this debate, viewers. And I'm going to open this up because we have a lawyer, Ishkaran Bhandari, with us. We also have Mr. Iyer with us, who has suffered unfairly at one time. I'm going to open this up to Touseef Ahmed as well as Mr. Amir. I'm going to now ask Touseef Ahmed a very direct question. Touseef Ahmed, if Nupur seeking relief from the Supreme Court amounts to forum shopping, as a lawyer representing the TMC government of West Bengal is suggesting, was Zubair not foreign shopping also, sir? Was he not forum shopping, or is his life more precious than Nupur's life when it comes to the state of Bengal? And why was pray tell me, why was your counsel, the government's counsel of West Bengal, saying in court that Nupur's statement somehow affected West Bengal more than any other state? Why, sir? Why? Why, sir? Can you explain?
Rahul,
Touseef Saab?
Rahul, the senior advocate representing the state of West Bengal today has spent, so many years of her life reading the law, practicing the law.
I'm not passing a judgment on her. I'm asking you. I'm only asking you. I'm only asking you because the TMC. No, Touseef Saab, 1 minute.
Okay.
First of all, don't misquote me. I asked you, as a representative today of the TMC,
to finish.
Who, 1 second, who is the only party
now please be calm.
In government. No, please let me tell you, please, because I don't think you heard me right. Only party in government in West Bengal. Why is your government wanting their counsel today to accuse Nupur Sharma of forum shopping when they refuse to say exactly this about Zubair, who did exactly this? Can you explain to me the disparity?
Yes. Now, please be open-minded when I explain it to you and your viewers and your fellow panelists talking in favor of BJP. So the rule is that if the FIRs are clubbed, then the first FIR is where the following FIRs goes. And that was the rule, a law laid down by various judgments of Supreme Court and High Courts. What the Supreme Court said today, that let us club all the FIR and treat the first FIR, wherever the first FIR was lodged, should continue with the investigation. The first FIR where Nupur Sharma is accused was lodged in Mumbai. It was not lodged in Delhi. There is no question of Delhi coming into the picture. It was Mumbai where the first FIR against Nupur Sharma was lodged. Following that, various FIRs lodged in West Bengal and in other states. So when Supreme Court said that the first FIR should get the precedent, then Nupur Sharma as an accused, her investigation must continue from Bombay, for which the SIT was demanded by the council. Then the court said that this wing of Delhi police is a special wing. It may be a special wing.
Touseef bhai, you've not answered my question.
And this wing...
Forum, was Zubair also doing forum shopping? Simple question to you. आप बोल दीजिए, आप जवाब दीजिए. Answer the question.
No. The simple answer, you have already answered the question. I'll repeat it once again.
You have not answered the question.
Zubair's FIR he wasn't accused. The FIR which took the precedence, Zubair was accused. But in Delhi's FIR, Nupur Sharma is a complainant. Nupur Sharma is not the accused in Delhi's FIR. In Mumbai,
Sir, the prayer is the
Nupur
same,
Sharma is
clubbing the
accused.
FIRs.
And therefore, this is giving an...
You go by what the prayer is, not who is the accused and who is the, the petitioner. You go by the prayer. The prayer is that we are seeking relief. What is the relief? Club all my FIRs. Why is it that Zubair was not indulging in forum shopping and Nupur is indulging in foreign shopping according to the Bengal government? I'm asking you this question. Explain it to me. Are you so worried, sir, about your 3 votes that will come from the 30%?
All right, well, I do not like to interrupt it. Okay, you give me 30 seconds uninterrupted. You have said Nupur Sharma is alleged of doing forum shopping. Yes, how is this forum shopping? An FIR was lodged and Nupur Sharma was made and accused in Bombay. Following that, Nupur Sharma...
Oh, sir, why are you being so convoluted? I'll just read out what the Supreme Court has said about this. We direct that all the FIRs be transferred and clubbed for the purpose of investigation to Delhi Police. The Delhi Police will ensure that the first FIR of Maharashtra, along with FIR dated 8th June, are investigated together by clubbing other FIRs in different parts. Whether or not a SIT is to be constituted for the investigation, IFSO of Delhi Police appears to be a specialized agency and it will be appreciated. The investigation is done by it. The IFSO will be at liberty to collect information from other states for it to reach a logical conclusion. Directions issued herein shall also extend to any other FIR or complaint which may be registered against the petitioner in future on the same subject matter, and the investigation of future FIRs shall also stand transferred to IFSO unit of Delhi Police. This is a specialized unit. This is with the Delhi Police. Therefore, this is being done. Petitioner will be at liberty to approach the Delhi High Court for other reliefs under Article 226 or Section 482 in respect to the FIRs already registered or which may be registered in future. This is what the bench has said in its order. There is none of this, sir.
The petition...
And Rahul, can I please add?
The petition itself says that Delhi FIR treated as first FIR, she is the complainant, not an accused.
Sir, the court has gone into an explanation as to why Delhi Police has been chosen.
There's a difference between accused and complainant.
Now, viewers, wait a minute. Viewers, wait a minute. This is really absurd. Let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Now, viewers, 1 minute. This is very, very absurd. You're not answering my question. My question was very simple. When Zubair asked for the same relief, you said he must be given the relief. When Nupur asked for the same relief, you say that she is forum shopping. There is a complete double standard there, number one. Number two, most importantly, viewers, and this must be heard very, very clearly. And I want to bring in Dr. Ranganathan and Ishkaran Bhandari on the point of law. 1 second. Yes. This must be really heard very, very clearly. Viewers, when we are talking about clubbing cases, the prayers were exactly the same. Both wanted their prayers clubbed. When the Supreme Court gave a tongue lashing to Nupur, the same bench was hailed and applauded. Today, convoluted arguments are being given to pick holes in what the Supreme Court is saying. When the Supreme Court gave Zubair relief, the Supreme Court was lauded. Investigating agencies, including the police in Uttar Pradesh, was castigated. Today, viewers, questions are being asked about the Delhi police and why is the case being given to the Delhi police? I cannot understand it. Dr. Ranganathan, can you explain?
Yes, I will explain just briefly in a minute. First of all, to my good friend Touseef bhai, as the saying goes, सावन के अंधे को सब हरा दिखता है. Touseef को तो वैसे ही सब हरा दिखता है. Yeah, I hope you understood what he was alluding to. That he was begging as much time for him as he said you give to those who are supporting BJP.
Yeah.
अरे थोड़ा पढ़ के आ जा रहे Touseef bhai. No one has castigated the BJP more on this than I have. And Abhijit also. And Ishkaran also. थोड़ी knowledge gain करो. Number two, and he's deliberately avoiding this simple question. What has changed today from 1.5 months ago when the Supreme Court denied the same relief? And I know he won't answer this because I'll tell you why. Because Bengal and Mamta Didi has been at the forefront of leading Nupur to the guillotine. I am quoting Mamta. She said, we won't leave her. It is akin to that AIMIM guy, MP was saying that we should hang Nupur. It is akin to this in Jammu on the mosque. They are saying we will behead Nupur. They are the kind of people who are making such statements. Touseef wants Nupur in Bengal. because Touseef knows what will happen to her. And finally, अगर Touseef में इतना दम है, अगर ये unbiased है जो कि नहीं है, let me ask him, is it not that Nupur quoted what is derived from Hadith Sahih Bukhari 5134 and Sunan Nasai 3378? अगर दम है तो बोलो.
Mr. Ranganathan, please come to Bengal. I will offer you Rasgulla. Don't be afraid of Touseef Khan. If you come to Bengal, I will take you to the best place in Kolkata and I will give you Mishtu Doi and Rasgulla.
You come to Tamil
Please
Nadu,
come to Calcutta. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Answer the question.
Bengal is a very peace-loving state. Please come to Kolkata. I will offer you Mishti Doi and Rasgulla. Don't be scared and don't spread this misinformation on to the viewers of this channel.
Yeah, what is the misinformation?
The answer
Did
is
Nupur
very
not
simple.
quote from the Hadith?
Zubair
Did
was
she
an
not quote?
Zubair
Did she
was
not
an
quote
accused.
what was derived from the Hadith?
No, no, no.
Why are you so scared to answer it?
Nupur
What
is
scares
indulging
you
in
so much?
forum shopping and
Why
Supreme
do
Court is under
Islamic
pressure.
scriptures scare you?
Supreme Court
Supreme
is
Court
under
is under pressure.
and
The
allowing
cat's
this
out of the
forum
bag.
shopping.
Are you
After
not a
all, the
Muslim?
judges are
The
human
cat's
beings
out
as well.
of the bag. The judges are under pressure. Here, Touseef Ahmed now
Zubair's
showing his true
FIR
colors.
Zubair's FIR.
Bengal is
He
very
was an
peaceful,
accused.
he says.
But in Nupur,
Ask
the FIR, she is
Taslima
not an
Nasreen.
accused.
Let
The
me
FIR
ask
which is being
Taslima
treated as
Nasreen
the
what
first
she
FIR
thinks
in Delhi.
about Bengal's safety record when it comes to people who strike a divergence. Wow. आज तो आपने कमाल कर दिया तौसीफ साहब. कमाल कर दिया. Are you talking about Bengal? Which Bengal?
Don't be scared, Rahul. Don't
Oh
be
no,
scared.
I am
Come to
petrified,
Kolkata.
sir.
I'll give
I am
you a
agreeing.
treat.
I am petrified.
I'll give
मेरे
you a
कास
treat.
मेरे
Rasgulla
मेरे
treat.
मेरे
Rasgulla
मेरे
treat
खिलाफ तो
and
आपने
Mishti
ऐसे
Doi.
केसेस
Please come
ठोक
to
रखे हैं
Kolkata.
सच बोलने
Don't
के
be
लिए.
petrified.
मैं तो डरता हूं जो लोग बेचारे झूठ बोल रहे हैं उनका क्या होगा.
Why are you scared if you have not done
अरे
anything?
सर,
Go face
I am
the,
not
face the
scared.
court.
I am not scared, sir, of
Cases
your
तो
cases.
होंगे. You are
I am
running
not
a
scared of your
Tamil Nadu court on
cases. I am
Tamil.
scared
Then
of your
obviously you will
inability,
have to
sir,
go to court.
of your inability to deliver justice.
You are running
Even
a
when,
kangaroo
even
court.
when,
This
no,
is
no,
a
one
kangaroo
second,
court
in an
and you will have
impartial
to
way.
go to
That is
court
what
for
I am
this.
scared of. ये मत बोलिए मुझे, please. Thank you very much. I don't need,
Supreme Court judge has
sir, I
rightly
don't have
said
any Dutch courage.
this TV
I don't
show
need any
is a kangaroo
intoxicants to
court.
get me all excited, etc. And feel the courage. I am courageous. That's why I'm speaking my mind today. So don't give me you are not courageous. You can't tell us.
Yes.
You can't tell us honestly
No, you guys
the
are
difference
booking
between
for
Zubair and Nupur's petitions.
honest.
आप डरते हैं क्योंकि
be honest.
आपका वहां
Say
रहना
you are
मुश्किल
booking
पड़
for
जाएगा.
BJP.
Anyhow,
Say it.
Ishkaran Bhandari, I want to bring you in.
Say it.
Ishkaran Bhandari, tell us the Supreme Court today. Mr. Mitra Iyer is also there. Mr. Tala Amir is also there. First, Ishkaran Bhandari, tell me, why is this difference? Has Zubair does he have 5 eyes and Nupur has 0, or there is something comely about him and not so much about Nupur that, the West Bengal government and the lobby, the ecosystem defended him and not Nupur Sharma? क्या चक्कर है जरा हमें बताइएगा. Advocate साहब, Ishkaran Bhandari.
Rahul, this entire debate has ignited enough passions. Let us calmly observe why there is a hypocrisy in stand between different people speaking different things. Firstly, one important fact. Mohammed Zubair case was not a single incident resulting in multiple FIRs. There were allegations of multiple incidents. Whereas Nupur was one incident resulting in multiple FIRs. So there is a fundamental qualitative difference which I believe makes Nupur Sharma case way stronger. But that be aside, let us please understand all interim orders of the Supreme Court get subsumed by the final order. I, for one, am very happy that the final order which has come today, there was very strong effort made today, to have Maharashtra FIR be investigated, not Delhi FIR. Then that West Bengal somehow was the most affected state and that FIR should be investigated or made the primary FIR. Then that an SIT be constituted. Then that a court-monitored probe be done. All of that was rejected by the Honorable Supreme Court, and Nupur Sharma, I believe, has gotten complete relief, including further FIRs, if any, which may be done on the same instance. Secondly, the first hearing and this hearing, I would say, I would answer from the judge's observation itself, and I think it shows a great magnanimity if you have a rethink on an issue and you come to a conclusion rather than you doubling down. That is how I see these things. And in the final result, if she has gotten relief, when the first order came, I was very clear. I had a lot of things to say about that. But this order, I think, is a perfect order which does her complete justice. And I hope next time such cases.
But I want to
come,
ask you,
because
Ishkaran
everybody
Bhandari,
speaks
on this
social
point.
media,
So
and
many
this
things were said.
should be done.
So many things were said. Former justices came out and said that
Yes.
the case had been prejudiced by those observations. Do you think the justices could not have read down those observations and said now expunging them or removing them
Yes.
or, you know,
Rahul,
omitting them from the record?
That is, yes.
Yes.
Rahul, that's a very important point. But then the whole point of those observations were they were never a matter of record. They were not put down in the written
Then you should
order.
have said, no,
and
no,
that
because
was
the demand was
let
made.
me
No,
finish.
hang on. Ishkaran bhai, the demand was made, remove them, expunge them, withdraw them. They could take them back. They can say, look, those observations were made, we are taking them back. It materially may not have manifested itself on some document, but certainly it would have set the record straight. Why couldn't that have been done?
Rahul, the record has been set straight by the final order. What counts in the court is the final order as written down.
No, sir.
Once that
A lot of
final
people,
order has come, it's
believe,
all that.
a lot of people believe. See, Dr. Swami, for instance, would never have said what you are saying. Let me tell you this.
Maybe.
He would have said that the court needed to go, the same justices needed to go the whole hog. They should have said that, look, in the heat of the moment or whatever, I don't want to preempt those justices. They could have actually, at some level, expressed something for why they said
Rahul,
what they did or what they didn't.
Rahul,
Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
That is.
Yes. No,
That was all
you know,
10
Ishkaran
seconds.
is a wonderful, a very dear friend.
10 seconds. Okay,
Yeah, okay, 10 seconds. Go ahead, Mr. Bhandari, 10 seconds. Yes, of course.
Rahul, there can be two views on that, and I respect your view.
Of course.
But my view is final order which comes through gives her complete justice and subsumes all interim orders.
Okay, fair enough. That's another way of looking at it. Dr. Ranganathan, yes.
Yes, very briefly, Ishkaran is a very dear friend and he's a fantastic lawyer, and I suppose what he's saying, that the judges have been very magnanimous and the matter should end there, maybe a little bit, I'm not attributing motives, is the fact that he is a Supreme Court lawyer as well and he probably has to meet those same judges. But the fact of the matter is, magnanimity or not, there is no magnanimity without an apology. If those judges were politicians or scientists and they had made these grievous mistakes, same Ishkaran would have asked them to apologize.
Okay, let's
Once you apologize,
let's go back to the main subject. Let's go back to the main subject, that of hypocrisy. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, I'm coming straight back to you. I also want to bring in Advocate Tala Amir Sahab. First to you, Mr. Mitra. What do you believe is the issue here? If indeed this is foreign shopping, then what explains the same bench that first castigated Nupur has now given a relief? Will you concede that there has been introspection? Will you concede that there has been a rethink? And beyond that, do you believe that certain elements, an ecosystem, call it what you want to, applies the yardsticks to Zubair differently from Nupur?
The ecosystem you can see present right here. You remember when there was an UP SIT against the Islamist radical himself a fact checker. There were certain TMC members, notably a fellow called Saket Gokhale, who calls himself an activist, who went around saying an SIT for tweets. Today, the West Bengal Council has asked on two separate occasions for a court-appointed SIT on Nupur Sharma simply for quoting the Sahih Bukhari. Number one. Number two, the same council then claims it is forum shopping. Tell me, how many times did Zubair seek bail from various different avenues, be it the Patiala court or then finally going all the way up to the Supreme Court? Did they ever approach the High Court in between? No. They went straight to the Supreme Court. But when Nupur Sharma approaches the Supreme Court, what did they say? You're very arrogant. Yeah, you think you are too good for a lower court and things like that. And these people were all celebrating all of that. I can show you tweets of TMC members celebrating all of this. The third aspect in all of this is the West Bengal Council today says this is a violation of the rule of law. I am appalled at the West Bengal Council's understanding of the rule of law. Tell me, how is anybody exhausting the rights given to them, which is to go to as many appeals as humanly possible as allowed by the law, is a violation of the rule of law? The rule of law means the consistency of judgment. The only inconsistency we saw was the same Justice Suryakant sitting in the same bench about a month back pronouncing judgment on a case that was not brought in front of him on the 1st of July against Nupur Sharma. It had nothing to do with this. Now, this same Justice Suryakant was sitting when Zubair was granted bail, bypassing several other forums, direct to the Supreme Court, where a certain judge was saying, why are you bringing this in front of me? I need to play with my grandchildren. I need to, the poor Zubair, he's sitting in jail. He needs to be out by 6 p.m. Please only type the operational parts. What care? What love? Amazing. But for Nupur Sharma, all of this is, and this was taken by this entire ecosystem to be a validation, a triumphal validation of their case. But when Nupur Sharma, it is all clubbed together.
Okay.
And mind you, the same party whose counsel is opposing this in this thing is saying it's a violation of the rule of law. How does this work?
This doesn't work. It doesn't fly.
It does not work.
It doesn't work.
Understand what the problem here is.
Yeah.
The problem here is we do not have anything realistically called settled law in this country. The Supreme Court
so that's,
forms something like between 30
we are not here for a legal debate. We are here right now to expose the hypocrisy. And I want to bring in Advocate Tala Amir Rashdi. Advocate Rashdi, just explain to me, the same Supreme Court, when it denies Nupur, you exalt it. When it now gives relief to Nupur, you are saying that, the judges are under pressure, this happened, that happened, make up your mind. When Zubair gets relief, great, lovely Supreme Court. And when the same principle is used to give Nupur bail, Supreme Court is under pressure. ये कैसे होगा? आप समझा सकते हैं?
I think, first of all, you need to clarify your own thoughts. You yourself is confused. At the very initial stage of the debate, you said that the orders of the Supreme Court were mystifying. To that extent, I do agree with you. But if you are seeking a clarification from my side, first of all, you need to clarify your own thoughts. On which side do you stand? Do you stand with the Supreme Court, or are you still confused? Because you said the decisions were mystifying. For me too, today the judgment given by the Supreme Court is...
I'll alleviate your confusion within 30 seconds.
It keeps me...
When the observations came, I opposed them then. I will oppose them to my dying day. Okay? Today, I welcome the Supreme Court's order, but I do not welcome its silence. No, 1 second, please listen to me. I'm now telling you where I stand. There's no confusion in my mind. Confusion, aapke dimago mein.
Kangaroo courts, you quoted kangaroo courts, you quoted the CGI, you quoted some other benches, and your fiction is in my mind. Please, so you should make a stand. Now, I don't understand why is the Times now so obsessed with Mohammed Zubair.
I have made a stand. I have already come out and given you my stand. I am not, sir, dekhiye, advocate sahab, dekhiye, now you are advocating, no, 1 second.
But you are obsessed, and the panel sitting here is
obsessed. I am obsessed. Why shouldn't we be obsessed? Are you going to stop me from being obsessed about anybody? Why? As long as I'm not being prejudiced, it's fine. I'm only asking you to compare two issues. Why are you worried about, why are you worried about the comparison? Do you have something to hide? You answer.
You have seen, Rahul, if you have seen even the basics of alt news, you will know alt news runs entirely based on Times Now and Republic channel. Their entire 90% of their content runs off Times Now and this thing.
Mitra to the Supreme Court advocate, now let me respond. Let me speak for 30 seconds. I've been hearing these...
Sir, you've been asking me questions. I've been responding. The roles have reversed.
You have responded. Okay, now let me respond. You were comparing... the complete panel sitting here was comparing Zubair and Nupur Sharma. First of all, Nupur Sharma is a fringe element officially stated by the government of India, by the External Affairs Ministry, and by the BJP itself. And Zubair is a journalist. Nupur Sharma brought shame to the country. Zubair brought fame to the country. Now you are comparing a fringe element with a journalist.
There you go. Look at the bizarre argument tonight. Look at the bizarre argument.
Own field of journalism. He's a colleague of yours. Zubair is a colleague.
He's not a journalist, sir. Not in my book.
He is a journalist.
You might be insisting he's a journalist. Doesn't make him a journalist.
The Supreme Court, the respectable Supreme Court, the most Supreme Court of the country quoted him as a journalist.
Now
no, hang on. I don't have to agree with everything that the Supreme Court says, and that's the whole issue.
Are you going to? The thing that is the problem.
अरे भाई साहब, आपको तो democracy की कोई समझ ही नहीं है, तो हम क्या करें? How can we have a conversation with you, advocate साहब?
The panel is applauding today's decision of the Supreme Court, but the panel won't applaud the decision of July 1st of the Supreme Court. That's the hypocrisy. मैंने कहा hypocrisy की भी कोई सीमा होती है. आप बर्दाश्त तो करो, hypocrisy की भी कोई सीमा होती है. You're talking about double standard. This is double standard, my dear friend.
Amir Saab, the only people who are consistent here is us, by the way. We were always for giving relief to Nupur. Why are you against giving? No, 1 second. Let me ask you, why are you against giving relief to Nupur? No, advocate साहब, मेरी बात तो सुन लीजिए, sir.
That you are consistent.
Okay, can you listen to me? Then
Please.
Then I wanted relief for Nupur. The Supreme Court denied it. Today, when they have given it, at least I'm saying, chalo, achhi baat hai. I'm being consistent.
Why
I criticize.
why,
no, you don't want relief for Nupur.
Why are you so interested with Nupur Sharma?
Why shouldn't we want relief for a citizen, sir? No, 1 minute. Do you want her dead? Do you want her dead? Do you want her dead? Simple question. Do you want her dead? Advocate Saab, do you want her dead? Do you want her dead? Do you not want to get her relief so that she is killed, she's attacked, that her life is at risk? What is your, no, I'm asking you. So you don't want relief for her because you want her to be strung up, murdered, beheaded, is that what it is?
No, you must be pointing that, for me, she's a fringe element and she should be tried by the law of the nation.
So she has been. So now the law is saying, and you should be happy. Aapko dar kya hai? नहीं, मेरी बात सुनिए आप.
Why is she not answering to this?
Why then? No, 1 second. Advocate Saab, you have started shouting so much. Advocate Saab, you started shouting so much that you've lost control over your own chain of thought. You are constantly contradicting yourself. So hang on. This is a broad argument being made by Advocate Amir Saab. Now, viewers, anyone with half a brain will wonder what he's saying. He says, I'm confused. No, I'm not. I wanted the Supreme Court to give her relief at the first instance, July 1.
Why?
The Supreme Court.
That is the question. Why?
Let me finish. I'm telling you, if you listen to me. See, sir, you're allowing yourself to get so excited. You love the sound of your own voice. You don't want to hear anybody else. So, you will constantly be asking why. मेरी बात तो सुनिए आप. मेरी बात तो सुनिए साहब. We want her to get relief because, viewers, there are precedents under law which suggest that when there are multiple FIRs, they need to be clubbed. Number 1. Number 2, in this case, she is facing multiple death threats. She will be taken from one court of the land in different jurisdictions of this country where law and order is not uniform. Security, exactly. Security, you yourself say, sir, that Yogi state has bad law and order. So if she goes to Uttar Pradesh, she might be killed. She might be killed because the state may not be able to, 1 minute, because the state may not be able to protect her. So obviously there are inconsistent, there's inconsistent application of, excuse me, sir, stop shouting over me. Let me finish. Advocate Saab, let me finish, please. So there is a danger to her life, viewers. The more she travels, the more the opportunity. The Supreme Court recognizes that danger. Unfortunately, as Dr. Ranganathan said, far too late. Far too late. It has now recognized it. God bless it. So she has got relief. The point is, viewers, and this is the question that I've asked both the political analyst on this show, Touseef Saab, and Advocate Tahla Amir. Why are certain elements of our society opposing this relief to Nupur, while they batted for the same relief for Zubair? Is it appeasement politics? Is it because, viewers, they want Nupur to be perhaps hurt in some way, attacked in some way?
Now let me respond to
or do they want an extrajudicial process to kick in so that she's strung up and serves as a warning to somebody else? I don't know.
Now please let me respond to it.
Bataiye, sir.
You see, Rahul,
let me clarify it let me make it very clear to you. There is no comparison in between Mohammed Zubair and Nupur Sharma.
Right.
आप समझिए इस बात को. मैं फिर से कह रहा हूँ. I want to state this to the viewers of the
Both of them offended. Both of them accuse viewers of offending sensibilities of communities. I don't know what's the difference.
No.
Maybe, sir, one community is more valued in this country than others, and that's what you're trying to say. I don't want to get into an argument with you, sir. The number of... No, please, 1 second. If that was the case, lower his fader. It's irritating and it's silly. Viewers, the same charges have been slapped against both. You judge a case by the charges that are slapped against the two individuals. You read the charges, give or take 1 or 2 sections of the law, it's a facsimile, which shows that the cases are absolutely the same. I ended there. The point is the approach to the cases is different. The question is why? That question, viewers, I tried with all due honesty to get out of Mr. Ahmed and Mr. Ahmed, but they're clearly not courageous enough to take a stand on principle.